Hello, this is Ruse, a city in Bulgaria on the River Danube, and this time of year it's really hot here, so I'm not in the sun very much. There's lots of shade with the big trees here. Quite a journey to get here today because I flew from Liverpool to Bucharest in Romania. The flight times are not great, and the border controls on both sides of the river are pretty long-winded. And I'll tell you more about that as we go along, but first let's have a look around this public area in Ruse. The first thing that's worth a mention while I was standing there, well, it might not be worth it given what happened, is I had a friendly cat. Most of them run away around here, they're very wild. So I thought, I'd film this cat being friendly. As soon as I got the camera out, it started rubbing up to that and pushing the camera away, so that wasn't a very successful operation. Since I've been here, I've been wandering around this square. It definitely seems a family place, and as you can see from some of the pictures, there's a lot of people just milling around here. I've had my Snickers ice cream. I've shaded under a lot of trees to keep out of the heat, and I've gone up to a lot of these waterfalls that there are here, and I got a nice spray from them. So all in all, a very pleasant look around Ruse, and I feel that we're going to have to come back here real soon. As we head towards dusk, I head down towards the River Danube, which is a bit lower down than the city centre street level, and I walk along the riverfront for a short while. Looking up towards the street above, I can see a restaurant, and it's getting near time for me to have my evening meal, so I head back up a spiral walkway. It's a ramp that curls around and takes you back up to street level, and from there I just walk into the terraza where I have my meal and watch the sunset over Romania. It's dark as I walk back up to my hotel, which is in a square. I was supposed to be staying in this Family Square hotel, which you can see to the left of Street Food, but there was a problem with my bathroom, so the owner took me a few doors along and paid for me to be in a slightly better hotel, which was very nice of him. Our next travel destination is back in the UK at Telford in Shropshire, and we arrive there and take a quick walk round the lake before the sun goes down. Okay, so we arrived in Telford last night. I've been to this area before. In fact, we came here exactly 1 year today, and last year it was absolutely baking and we were really hot. It's a bit cool and windy today, so slightly different. Not so many people about. We stayed once again in the travel lodge that you can see behind me. We came out of here this morning and we went to breakfast at a little cafe up there, which you can't see from here, but I took some pictures of it, so you'll see those anyway. Last night we went to Asda, which again is very convenient, just up one of the side roads from here. And where I am now, we're in front of a public area where it appears they're constructing a lighting rig, so there must be something on here at the weekend, I'm guessing. Haven't heard anything about that yet. There's also a few stalls over there selling things. Again, I think they're the ones who got here early for the weekend. And then over behind there's a civic centre and there's a Costa there, and there's a Green and King pub called the Wrekin Giant, which you can probably just about see in the background, which is where we went for our tea last night. So everything is within 1 or 2 minutes walk from this travel lodge, and just behind Ruth, who's holding the camera, is a Premier Inn, so if you prefer them you can stay in there. The other feature is the lake. And our travel lodge room, I said this last year, but couldn't get a decent picture. The travel lodge rooms largely overlook Southwater, the little lake behind us. And we took a walk around that last night. It was dusk and it looks totally different. And actually quite nice. It was cloudy, but we were hoping it wouldn't be, so we could look out for the northern lights. Anyway, let's go over again to the lake now and see what it looks like in the daytime. So this is Southwater, the lake, and just beyond that is the town park. Now, I've said before about Telford, everything is pretty compact here, all the shops and big shopping precinct behind us there, all the restaurants and bars, places to stay, and a huge park with lakes in it to go and enjoy yourself. And of course the exotic zoo down at the far end, which we did visit last year. Might take another look though. Found out what that framework was for. I was thinking a lighting rig for some kind of performing show, but it's not a weekend festival after all. It's a 3-week long festival, and what they're going to hang up there is a big screen, so people can watch the screen as they're here enjoying themselves. Okay, we mistimed it, I guess. We could have come along and been part of that experience, but we do actually like a quiet time, let's be honest. This is the pensioner talking now. Moving up to North Yorkshire now, and the village of Hebden. Now, it's a tiny little village with not a lot happening, but people come here from miles around to try their tea rooms. As you can see, it gets pretty busy and there's limited parking around here, so you may have to park a little bit of a walk away. And while you're here, you can also visit the village library. Just like to stress that this is Hebden in North Yorkshire, not to be confused with Hebden Bridge, which is in West Yorkshire, which is another great place to visit, and perhaps we'll do that another day. Right now though, we're taking a train trip that I mentioned previously from Headbolt Lane, the new station just outside Liverpool, and going the rather long way round to Burnley and then Blackburn. So I head out to Headbolt Lane on a Merseyrail train and then switch platforms and head on from there on this Northern Rail train heading up towards Manchester. We finally go round the world and end up back at Burnley where we've been before, but this time I'm not getting off at this station. I'm going to carry on the line all the way through to Blackburn. So this is one of my whistle-stop tours of Blackburn, so I only get to visit a few places. First I visit the Blackburn Market, which, as I explore around inside on the ground floor, looks much like a traditional market with the stalls and some places to eat and drink. I decide not to refresh myself down here, but to go up a level, and above the market is one huge shopping centre. I take my refreshments at Costa because I want to find out something. This is a tiffin, which is my favourite snack to have with my cup of coffee, and I tried to get one of these in Burnley Costa a few months ago, and they told me they'd stopped stocking it because nobody in Burnley likes tiffin. Good heavens, I've never heard that one before. So Blackburn is fine. I drink my coffee, I have my tiffin, and I have a quick look round the shopping centre. Whichever way you turn, there are shops and more shops. A quick walk round the immediate vicinity and I saw several decent wall murals, a pub called the Drummer's Arms, I guess a drummer would need those, and then at the end of a fairly long street I spotted a postal order. Sorry, the postal order. My place for lunch, it's Wetherspoons. And immediately opposite, so behind the camera at the moment, it's the BBC. And I work for BBC Radio, and so I can tell you that the journalists do love to have a pub nearby. And walking back from the pub towards Blackburn Station for my train home takes me through the cathedral grounds. So here is a final shot from Blackburn of the magnificent cathedral. The train back home from Blackburn round the long route the far side of Manchester was cancelled. Once your train's cancelled, you are allowed to make your own way home however you can, and I picked a train that was just leaving to go down to Bolton, and from there I changed to get to Wigan. As you will see, the route from Bolton to Wigan is for diesels only. Not all the lines in the north area are electrified yet. The sign on the platform is actually for bi-mode trains that can run on electric or diesel. The trains on this day were a longer length than usual, and I put this down to the fact that the cancelled trains were probably hooked on the back to get them into the place they needed to be next. I've said before that I can't really film the screens at the station because of the flicker that's involved, but if you can see the areas with a white background on this destination board, those are the cancelled trains. The final leg on Merseyrail is generally pretty reliable. And that's Travel Tuesday for this month.